What's up, guys? Welcome back to another MCOC Alliance War, and we are taking on Reborn AAA, which we faced them way back in April, and they defeated us then, so our chance to get a little bit of revenge here. As you may have seen, we are back in Tier 2, and first up we have a science here on Unblockable first, so it's either going to be Spider-Man or what's the name? Yellow Jacket. This time it is Spider-Man, and missed the opportunity there to dash in and possibly finish the fight. Was just surprised that I actually evaded all of his first special, so that fight went very quickly. Then moving on to this next fight, and I know some people don't like this, but I knew that my Gwenpool was going to get wrecked when I saw this charging at me, so yeah, I quit the app, came back in with Captain America. Sorry guys to disappoint you, but I just didn't feel like reviving my Gwenpool just yet. Wanted to see how far I can get without spending any potions. And I know I don't have a poison immune champion, but I bring in Captain America just because he does have a buff on for the full fight, so that's going to allow me to get about 4 hits in before during a stun, I should say. And the plan is to not get cornered for one. That's why I'm holding on to my special, just in case I do get cornered. So fire it off when I get all the way to 3. But also is to hit him as many times as I can while I stun, because I have the 30% ability accuracy reduction with Pacify, I want to say it's called. I always forget the name of it. And also originally I wasn't going to attack when I had a poison up, but I just knew this fight was going to be long enough as it is, so if I would have just backed off and waited for that poison to completely go away, then it'll be even longer and possibly end up timing out. And that's one thing that I'm looking at closely is, you know, the time on the fight. Like, alright, I'm around a third of the way there, so in pretty good shape. And this, like I said, it's just a long fight just because of the playing style, just trying to hit him as much as I can while he's stunned. Now I'm in assassin range, so I could actually, or about around there. Okay, now I'm in assassin range, so I could just like go all out at him, and but it didn't matter. I got the parry and finished off the fight. So next up, we have the adaptive, and since my Gwenpool, she's halfway on health now, I decided to bring in my Ghost Rider. Otherwise I would have brought Gwenpool in here, which would have been perfect because it is a Magik. And so since I'm using Ghost Rider, I have to fight this a little bit differently. I would with Gwenpool. I mean, I would start off the same way, but as the fight goes on, I get up there and combo, then, you know, I'd be a little more lax about pushing her over that first power bar without stunning her. But since I do have Ghost Rider, then I am trying to get that parry first. And luckily there, because I think the stun wore off before I got to that first bar of power, luckily it didn't trigger limbo like it did just now, but I fire off that special 3, and so it does matter that she did get limbo because I'm taking damage, but she's not going to heal that back. And trying to work my way back up to 3 bars of power to fire that off again. Actually, that's what I should have did, but not sure why I didn't. But yeah, didn't matter. The fight's over anyways with that first special, so didn't lose too much health there. But I do believe that I fight her again, not on this node but the next one, and I end up losing a bit more power. So this one is Mordo, and I was honestly expecting Nightcrawler here, and was kind of thrown off. I wasn't sure how I wanted to go about this fight. And coming up here, you're gonna see the game starts to glitch a little bit while he's gaining his power. You see I'm walking forward, running forward, and it keeps pausing, so I just paused the game, exit out to the home screen, came back, and it was flowing a little bit much better. So here, no choice, got to fire off that second special and hope for the power drain, and I get it. And he also fires off his second special, which really great for me, and I had about enough of that power gain, so I went ahead and fired off my first special. And from this point, the fight should be pretty well in hand. He's not going to do any more power gaining, just as long as I can bait out his specials or fire off a third special, then I'll be fine. And that's what I did. Once I got to 3 bars of power, fired that off, and he was KO'd. So it didn't matter if he fired off his special or not, the fight was going to be over. And then up next, like I said, this is going to be Magik. I was expecting a Nightcrawler right here, just because this is the path of Nightcrawler normally, and it's a Magik, and she's also running suicides. I was surprised about that. Don't normally see suicides on my path, but I do take a lot of limbo damage, or I mean, maybe that's what they were thinking. You know, you put Magik here with that, and you see that's 400. That's over 400. That's 420 per tick, and it's a lot of damage. Even though I think it only lasts for like 3 seconds or something like that, but still a lot of damage over those 3 seconds, and not doing so well as I would have liked as far as like getting the parries and stuff. But I also did notice last fight and this fight that neither of these Magiks had Mystic Dispersion, and kind of wasted a regen here, as I don't even get a chance to land a combo or anything like that while the regen is active. I fired off the third special right there, and at this point I know just like one more combo and this fight's over. And that what is it, recoil helped me out there as well, but either way the fight would have been over with that last combo. So next up, and finally, we have the Nightcrawler, and it's an unawakened Nightcrawler. Kind of what I was expecting here for sure, you know, on the stun immune. And I bring in Captain America to speed this fight up a little bit, because it is a long fight, just because how you have to go about doing a fight, nice and slow. I did try to get him to change stances, but it just didn't work out. Luckily, I didn't get countered while trying to force him to change stances. And you see I'm backed into a corner. If I could stun him, I would fire off a second special here just to get that bleed going, but since I can't stun him, then I'm just going to keep holding it until I get to my third special, just because I know I'm going to be backed up. Just the way his fighting style is. He can be very aggressive at times, and then the fact that he can evade. Kind of wish sometimes that he would fight or start off in swashbuckling mode, so he didn't evade at all. Would be nice, but I know he wouldn't be much of a defender if that was the case. So here we are, backed up against the wall again, and getting lucky until right there, and I'm not sure if any of those crit, but maybe one did at most. I know if they all would have crit, then I would have been KO'd. And something that I wasn't paying attention to during this fight, or this last part, was my health. You see, I am taking a little bit of block damage with some of these strikes, like that one there. There's another one coming up there. And my health is just inching closer and closer to death, and I went all out, and as I was going all out and fired off that special, I looked up and, and saw that I had basically no health left. And I'm going to show you how much health I had actually at the end of the fight. It was down to 102 as far as health. So coming into this next fight, I was either going to use Ghost Rider or Gwenpool. Decided ultimately to go with Gwenpool, and it turns out to be a Hyperion, which is I mean, this started off really well. Like, I wasn't gonna get too many deaths on this fight, maybe one or two, but I do end up making a few mistakes along the way. This first fight, which I sped up, I want to say like 15%, just because I do end up timing out in this fight. And I'm going to tell you, the overall plan of this was to get to just over 2 bars of power before he reached 3 bars of power. Obviously, I want to keep baiting out his third special, or his first and second special. Try not to let him get to a third special, but I know if I have over 2 bars of power, when I come out, I'm going to have 3 bars of power. And that time he didn't attack into me, which, but I was just like repeatedly tapping for that third special just in case he did come flying in. So same thing, I'm just trying to get to 2 bars of power, trying to bait out his specials, and got close there. He almost got to 3 bars, but I did end up baiting it out. And same again there. So I'm looking at my power, and I'm like, okay, I just need 1 more bar of power before he fires off the third special. And I do end up getting it, but you'll see here right after he fires off his third special, as I attacked into him, I knew that by the time he finished his heavy attack, there wasn't going to be time to bait out another special. So you'll see he does attack into me, but I fire off the third special, so don't get hit. And I believe I end up taking a little bit of block damage here right after. Yes, right there. So you see 0 health up there. I'm just barely hanging on. I'm able to bait out another second special. Doesn't matter if he... Oh, I'm not sure if it matters or not. If he has assassin, will I die from a third special? I don't know, because I mean, depending on what rank it is, it could go up to I'm not sure what the reduction would be. I can't remember. It's been a while since I looked at it, but as you see, I timed out there, and I'm going to show you how much health I had left. It was just 30 health points left, so I throw a little bit of health back on Gwenpool, use 2 team revives, or not revives, 2 team health potions, level 2 health potions, and I go right back in there. As you can see, he's just over half of his health left, and that's the reason why you saw I took some block damage there. That's why I didn't go in with just 30 health points, because I knew I was going to take at least block damage once. So starting off with the same game plan, baiting out his first and second special, trying to get to at least 2 bars of power before he gets to 3 bars. I'd like to keep him under 3 bars of power the whole time, but just fighting Hyperion, that's just not going to happen because of how quickly he gains power. You don't always have a chance to bait out his specials. And so he fires off that third special. Let's see, how much damage do I end up taking? 1600 from his third special. So fire off my first special, or my third special, and I have this fight sped up, and I'm going to slow it back down to normal pace just so that you see what happens here. So I'm actually doing pretty well in this fight, and then coming up here, he does a special, and that little glitch right there just threw my timing all off. I was swiping back, and she didn't swipe back. She ended up taking block damage, and it just messed me all up, and I ended up getting KO'd. So I bring in Ghost Rider, and I'm not entirely sure what I was thinking throughout this fight. I fired off that first special. I'm not sure why. The only reason to do a special would be to build up my my judgments, and I mean, no matter which one I do, unless I do the heal, they're all going to be shrugged right off. So like I said, I'm not sure. Maybe I was trying to build up before doing before getting my Fury. I'm not sure. I can't remember what I was thinking at the time. So I put on a level 1 health or team revive and bring in Gwenpool. Didn't bother putting on any more health, just because I should be able to finish the fight from this point. But like I said, I should be able to, but I didn't. I messed up. You see I took some block damage there, and I do it again, I think right here. Yeah, I didn't dash back in time to evade the damage, but as you see, he only had 2200 health left, so interrupt his heavy attack after the first 2 hits and KO him with WW2 World War II Captain America. So come in here and figure, you know what, let's get a little boss action in here. Bring in Captain America, can block everything. Alright, he got to his first bar of power. Okay, no, he doesn't always fire that off, right? And as you see, didn't take degeneration there from those first 2. Okay, he's up to a second bar. Okay, he should be firing that off. Normally he fires that off right away. Alright, he's not firing it off. I'm getting backed into a corner here. Still not firing it off. I have nowhere else to go. I'm about to get KO'd by degeneration, so I figure what the heck, just fire off my second special, and I get smashed, of course. So didn't bother going in again. Was looking at the other team's progress, and we were ahead in exploration. Nobody was close to a boss kill, so I didn't want to just give them any more free points. And as you will see, we did come out victorious this time. We beat them by 16% exploration, and also in the attacker kills, but the exploration was the big thing. So that does it for this war. We are back in tier 1 in the next war, and I'll see you guys then. Thanks for watching.